Hey there, home athletes. Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. I have a pretty good little workout for you to do today. Doing 10 rounds for time, 50 double unders, and 10 deadlifts. We're doing some jumping and some lifting today. As always, jump rope can take whatever form you need to take when you're at home, wherever you're working out. So as written, we're looking for 50 double unders with a jump rope. If you do have a jump rope, but you can't do double unders yet, go ahead and turn that into 75 single unders. Maybe you have double unders, but 50 is going to take you too long to do. I mean, 50 double unders really should take maybe 45 seconds or so, 45 to 60 seconds. So you could give yourself maybe a minute time cap or something if you do want to practice your double unders today. Maybe see how many you can do in a minute. Just do as many as you can. Or maybe make a lower number that you know you can do, 25, 30. I mean, it's a good time to practice. Nobody else is watching. You're at home. Get those double unders dialed in. And of course, if you can't jump rope, don't have a jump rope, whatever. We can do 50 line hops, right? Pick a line on the floor and just go 50 hops on that one. Across the back counts as one. Or if you want to make that movement a little bit more challenging, you're going to have your dumbbells out anyway for your deadlifts. We'll do 25 across and back. So we're going across and back for one rep. We'll do 25 of those over the dumbbell. So either or, you're doing some jumping. Then you're doing some lifting. So deadlifts, of course, this could be done with any variety of objects. As written, I am using 2 dumbbells, but maybe that's too heavy. Maybe you should come to use 1 dumbbell. Maybe you have a heavy kettlebell laying around. Maybe you have like a big bag of potting soil or something in your garage. You can use any number of objects for the deadlift, of course. The deadlift is a hip hinge movement. And now, basically what that means is we're keeping a nice neutral spine, which means the back stays nice and straight, belly stays nice and tight. We're hinging at the hips, right? We're loading up what's called our posterior chain, our glutes and our hamstrings, making sure those heels stay flat on the floor. The deadlift is very much a lower body push exercise. What we're doing here is we're loading up the hips, we're pushing those feet down into the floor, pushing with the legs as we extend the hips and then lifting that weight off the floor. The most effective, efficient, and safe way to lift a heavy object off the floor. This is definitely something that carries over to real life. I mentioned potting soil before. You probably found yourself in your garage or somewhere in your house lifting something heavy off the floor. This is how you should do it. You should hinge at the hips, push those feet in the floor, push with the legs, open up the hips, and you can lift that. It's all about using your legs, not your back, right? You've been hearing that your whole life. That's what a deadlift is. Anyway, that's enough talking. So I got my 2 dumbbells right here. I'm going to point those dumbbells down towards the floor so that bottom down touches. Feet are right about hip width apart, heels flat, and like I said, hinge at the hips. Send those hips back, tap the floor, and stand. Tap the floor, and stand, right? We're extending the hips. We're engaging or squeezing the butt as we stand all the way up. Tapping the floor. We're doing 10 reps with our deadlifts. Again, that could be a kettlebell, 2 kettlebells, dumbbells, whatever you have, whatever you can lift. You should be able to do the 10 in an unbroken fashion though today. Not, it shouldn't be so heavy that you have to keep breaking up that set of 10. But on the challenging side. Anyway, that's the workout today. Extra credit. So, I forgot to get a, sorry about my video. So, core work to finish. The first thing is a 30-second L sit. Now, the 30 seconds can be accumulated. You might not be able to do a full straight 30 seconds, and that's totally fine. You can do it for 10 seconds at a time or whatever. What you need is something like this. This could be a chair. Make sure it's a sturdy chair, or any other kind of like sturdy object that will support your weight safely. What I want you to do is we're going to just basically have the arms straight, fingers pointing forward. This is going to support our weight, and we want to have legs out in front as such. So toes pointed, legs straight. Ideally, your butt is up in the air, right? You're using your arms to kind of create that support, holding the legs out in front. Pretty tough movement, like I said. accumulate the 30 seconds, have a running clock going in front of you. It might be 5 seconds at a time, it might be 10 seconds at a time. You can scale this by bending the knees a little bit, butt still up in the air. But if you can, try to keep those legs relatively straight. Works those lower abs and those hip flexors really, really well. So accumulate 30 seconds there. And then our other movement today is a kettlebell or a dumbbell dead bug, right? So you've done dead bugs before, right? We have, terrible video work this morning. Back stays flat on the floor, leg straight, arm straight. What we do is we kind of alternate arm and leg. What we're going to do today is add a little bit of weight to this movement. You're going to grab a kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever you have. You're going to start with it straight up overhead. Arms are going to stay stationary today. Our legs are straight, and we're going to go down and down. One of the main things in this movement is we're trying to keep our low back pressed into the floor, right? So you're kind of pushing your belly button down into the floor, keeping those abs engaged and keeping that low back, again, pushed down into the floor. You'll feel, as your legs go down, your lower back wanting to arch up. Don't let it. Keep it pushed down on the floor. Now, the upper body. If you want to make this a little more challenging, if we go back a little bit, the further back we go with this weight, the more challenging it is to keep that low back pressed into the floor. It's hard to talk while I'm doing these, but we're going to go nice, slow reps, keeping a nice, tight belly, and then supporting that weight again. It's more challenging the further back it goes, like this, right? So those, I want you to do 20 on each leg with a focus on slow and control, right? Let's popping those heels up and down like flutter kicks or whatever. Let's go ahead and tap the heel, and again, big focus is keeping the abs kind of contracted and pushing that belly button in and the low back into the floor the entire time. That's all I got for you. Happy Saturday, home athletes. Be back on Monday. Have a great weekend.